Welcome to English Avenue, USA, your destination for mastering English through compelling stories and confident communication. Today we explore the life of one of the most influential and controversial figures of our time, Vladimir Putin. From his humble beginnings in Leningrad to becoming iconic and infamous on the world stage, this is the story of power, ambition, and resilience. Let's start an extraordinary journey. Vladimir Putin, full life. Story 1, a challenging childhood in Leningrad. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, USSR. He was the youngest of 3 children. His 2 older brothers had died, one in infancy, another during the siege of Leningrad in World War II. His parents, his father, Vladimir Spiridonovich, a World War II Navy veteran and factory foreman, and his mother, Maria, a factory worker, lived in a communal apartment in a city still recovering from wartime devastation. Growing up amid hardship, Putin became tough and resourceful, often engaging in fights with peers, and later training in sambo and judo to channel that energy. Despite limited resources, he was academically bright. He attended Leningrad State University and graduated with a law degree in 1975. 2. Joining the KGB from student to spy. After university, young Putin joined the KGB's Leningrad division in 1975. He was assigned as a foreign intelligence officer, eventually reaching the rank of lieutenant colonel. In 1985, he was posted to Dresden, East Germany, where he gathered political intelligence and reportedly faced danger during the fall of the Berlin Wall. He remained in Dresden until 1990 and then entered the KGB Reserve, returning to Leningrad. 3rd Street, Petersburg. From lecturer to deputy mayor. Back in Leningrad, Putin took a pro-rector position at Leningrad State University, handling external affairs. He won the trust of Anatoly Sobchak, the city's newly elected liberal mayor, becoming his advisor and later first deputy mayor by 1994. In that role, he spearheaded foreign relations for the city and earned a reputation as a problem-solving organizer. 4. Moscow beckons, climbing Kremlin ranks. After Sobchak's downfall in 1996, Putin moved to Moscow to work in Yeltsin's administration. Within months, he was deputy head of the presidential staff, and then, in 1998, director of the Federal Security Service FSB, successor to the KGB. By August 1999, Boris Yeltsin appointed him prime minister, signaling strong confidence in his leadership. 5. Rise to power. Acting president to first election. On December 31, 1999, Yeltsin unexpectedly resigned, appointing Putin as acting president. That move shocked many. In March 2000, Putin easily won presidential elections, with about 53% of the vote, pledging to restore order and rebuild Russia. His first term focused on centralizing power, reforming the economy, and suppressing Chechen separatists through military force. 6th, consolidation. Second term and domestic policies. Re-elected in 2004 with 71% of the vote, Putin began tightening control over media and oligarchs. He reined in oligarchs through legal charges or exile, bringing them under political loyalty. During his leadership, the economy surged. GDP grew around 7% annually, fueled by rising oil and gas prices. Politics became tightly controlled. Criticisms and protests were largely silenced. 7. Prime Minister years, 2008 to 2012. Due to Russia's 2-term limit, Putin stepped aside in 2008 and served as prime minister under Dmitry Medvedev. Nonetheless, he retained substantial influence behind the scenes. Key events included the Russia-Georgia War in 2008 and military and police modernization. Suspicion of democratic regression and media control deepened. 8. Return to presidency, 2012 to 2018. In March 2012, Putin was re-elected president amid protests and fraud allegations. Shortly after, Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, sparking international condemnation and sanctions. Russia intervened militarily in Syria in 2015, expanding its global power presence and securing naval bases. Domestically, laws targeting NGOs, media, and LGBT individuals were tightened. 9th, War in Ukraine, 2022 invasion. In February 2022, Putin launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, calling it a special military operation. Russia imposed partial mobilization and annexed 4 Ukrainian oblasts, facing widespread global sanctions. The ICC issued a warrant in 2023 for alleged war crimes, including child abduction. Despite backlash, Putin continues to justify the invasion as protecting Russian interests. 10th Constitutional Amendments and 5th Term, 2024. In 2020, constitutional amendments were enacted, resetting term limits and enabling Putin to remain president until 2036. In March 2024, Putin was re-elected for a 5th term with approximately 88% of the vote, though the vote was widely criticized as fraudulent. He was inaugurated on May 7, 2024, amid international boycotts due to the war in Ukraine. 11. Foreign policy and alliances. Under Putin, Russian foreign policy has been assertive. The 2014 Crimea annexation, war with Georgia in 2008, Syria intervention. In May 2024, he visited China, forging a new era strategic partnership with Xi Jinping. He consistently opposes NATO expansion and promotes a multipolar world. 12th. Leadership style and legacy. Putin is known for his KGB discipline, strongman projection, and tactical intelligence. He has centralized authority, restricted media and opposition, and enforced loyalty among elites. His early success building a sense of security appealed to Russians exhausted by 1990s instability. However, the war in Ukraine, economic sanctions, and domestic repression have raised questions about Russia's future and Putin's legacy. Key turning points. Bulleted recap. Born in 1952 in Leningrad, amid hardship joined KGB in 1975. Served in Dresden Rose as deputy mayor under Sobchak, moved to Moscow. FSB director, prime minister in 1999, became acting president December 1999, elected 2000 and 2004. Modernized Russia while centralizing power, served PM 2008 to 2012. War with Georgia, returned presidency in 2012. Crimea, Syria invaded Ukraine 2022. Sanctions, ICC warrant 2020 constitutional reset. 5th term, won in 2024. There you have it. The full rise of Vladimir Putin, from a tough childhood in war-scarred Leningrad to the pinnacle of global influence. What stands out to you the most? The power, the resilience, or the controversy? If you learned something new, hit like, share, and subscribe to English Avenue USA. We bring you more compelling stories that improve your English and boost your confidence every single week. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. Thanks for watching.